In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on February 25th, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Chicago Bulls versus New Orleans Pelicans. The highly anticipated matchup between the Chicago Bulls and the New Orleans Pelicans is set to unfold at the prestigious Smoothie King Center in New Orleans, Louisiana. The Bulls, currently standing at a somewhat precarious 26-30 record, find themselves positioned at the 9th spot in the Eastern Conference. On the contrary, the Pelicans boast a more favorable position as the 5th seed in the Western Conference, supported by a commendable record of 34 wins and 23 losses. It's worth noting that in a previous encounter earlier in the season, the Bulls emerged victorious against the Pelicans with a final score of 124-118. The Chicago Bulls, unfortunately, have found themselves in a challenging phase, having suffered defeats in 3 of their last 4 games. The recent 129-112 loss to the Celtics has left them eager to regain their footing. In that game, Nikola Vucevic led the charge with 22 points and 14 rebounds, complemented by Kobe White's 20 points and DeMar DeRozan's 19 points along with 5 assists. Despite a strong second quarter where they amassed 39 points, the Bulls faltered in the second half, succumbing to a 70-50 point deficit. Contrastingly, the New Orleans Pelicans have been displaying impressive form, securing victories in 8 of their last 10 outings. Their 4-game win streak, however, came to an abrupt end in a 106-95 loss to the Heat. Zion Williamson spearheaded the Pelicans with 23 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists, supported by Herbert Jones' 19 points and Jonas Valanciunas' double-double with 12 points and 10 rebounds. Despite a competitive first half, the Pelicans faltered in the fourth quarter, managing a mere 15 points and trailing by as much as 19 points. As the Bulls gear up for the matchup, they face adversity with key players Patrick Williams and Torrey Craig sidelined. Meanwhile, the Pelicans are without the services of C.J. McCollum, with Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson listed as questionable. The Bulls, with a lineup advantage, aim to exploit the vulnerabilities in the Pelicans roster, particularly in the absence of C.J. McCollum. Considering the Pelicans' current challenges and potential roster uncertainties, securing a victory against the resilient Bulls poses a formidable task. The Bulls, equipped with the personnel to stifle New Orleans' offense, present a tough challenge. In their previous encounter in December, the Pelicans struggled against the likes of Kobe White and DeMar DeRozan, resulting in a loss despite having 20 more free throw attempts on the road. Although the Bulls have faced offensive struggles recently, their ability to perform well against defensive teams with a slower pace, such as the game against the Cavaliers, indicates they could capitalize on the Pelicans' defensive prowess. Even if Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram play, the absence of C.J. McCollum is anticipated to have a substantial impact, providing the Bulls with an opportunity to exploit the situation. Checking the lineups before tip-off is advisable, and with the Bulls having more certainty in their starting lineup, they appear to be in a favorable position for this matchup. Anticipating a closely contested game, it seems unlikely that New Orleans will pull away from Chicago on Sunday. Therefore, the Chicago Bulls to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The upcoming game highlights an intriguing contrast in playing styles, with the Chicago Bulls recognized as the slowest team in the NBA. In contrast, the New Orleans Pelicans may be without 2 key offensive contributors, Brandon Ingram and C.J. McCollum. Both teams have demonstrated strength on the defensive end this season, with the Bulls excelling in forcing misses and the Pelicans showing weaknesses in rim defense. The potential absence of key offensive players for the Pelicans may not heavily strain the Bulls' solid rim defense. Both teams showcase prowess in rebounding and ball protection, adding an additional layer of competition to the matchup. Analyzing their offensive and defensive averages over the last 3 games, home and away performances, and the season overall, a projected total of 230 emerges. While this number might typically suggest an overbet, the Pelicans' potential absence of key scorers could lead to a scarcity of points in this low-scoring game. In contrast to the previous matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick, reflecting the anticipation of a game with limited scoring opportunities. The dynamics of the teams, coupled with potential player absences, contribute to the expectation of a defensive battle, resulting in a lower-scoring affair. Denver Nuggets vs. Golden State Warriors. In a highly anticipated primetime clash on the West Coast, the Denver Nuggets are set to embark on a basketball showdown in California against the Golden State Warriors. Recently, Denver secured a notable victory on the road against the Portland Trail Blazers with a convincing 127-112 triumph, successfully covering the 8.5-point spread as road favorites. The Warriors, on the other hand, are coming off a home victory against the Charlotte Hornets, where they emerged triumphant with a 97-84 score, narrowly covering the spread as 12.5-point favorites. This marks the 4th and final encounter between these two teams this season, with the Nuggets presently holding a 3-0 series lead. The Denver Nuggets find themselves in excellent form, having won 7 of their last 11 games. Their recent triumph over the Trail Blazers, achieved through a dominant 127-112 road victory, showcased the team's prowess. Michael Porter Jr. led the charge with an impressive 34 points and 12 rebounds. Nikola Jokic contributed a triple-double with 29 points, 15 rebounds, and 14 assists, while Colin Gillespie added 18 points on efficient shooting. The team collectively shot 58% from the field and 13 of 33 from beyond the arc, establishing a substantial 22-point lead in the second quarter and enabling them to cruise through the second half with the luxury of resting key starters. Meanwhile, the Golden State Warriors are enjoying a hot streak, winning 8 of their last 9 games. In their most recent matchup against the Hornets, they secured a 97-84 victory, with Stephen Curry leading the charge with 15 points and 5 assists. Andrew Wiggins and Brandon B. Podziemski contributed 14 and 13 points, respectively, off the bench. The Warriors exhibited solid defense, controlling the game by limiting the Hornets to just 29 points in the first half and maintaining a lead of up to 23 points before the Hornets staged a late rally. As the game approaches, the Denver Nuggets may face challenges with potential absences, as Jamal Murray and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope are both listed as questionable. On the other side, the Warriors continue to miss the presence of Chris Paul. Despite the adage that beating a team 4 times in a season is challenging, Denver has already achieved a 3-0 series lead. However, overcoming the Warriors for a 4th time might prove to be a formidable task. Notably, Golden State has performed well against the spread this season, ranking 5th in the NBA with a 55.6% cover rate, while Denver ranks 26th with a 43.6% cover rate. The Warriors seem to have adjusted to their new lineup, benefiting from the energy of their young stars. With potential absence of Murray, Reggie Jackson becomes a significant downgrade, especially when facing a legendary guard like Curry. Draymond Green's defensive prowess could pose a challenge for Jokic, making the Warriors poised to avoid a 4th defeat against the Nuggets. Despite the Denver Nuggets not operating at their peak due to injuries, they surprisingly find themselves as slight road favorites. This is unexpected given the Golden State Warriors' impressive form, showcasing their best basketball of the season. Therefore, the Golden State Warriors to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Contrary to the common belief that the high-octane, 3-point shooting Warriors consistently go over the total, recent data reveals a different trend. In the last 9 games, the Warriors have gone under in 7 instances as they continue to adjust to new lineups, relying on their defense to keep games closely contested. Neither team ranks in the top 10 in terms of pace, with the Warriors at 12th and the Nuggets lagging behind in 27th. If Murray is absent, the Nuggets might adopt a slower pace, focusing more on Jokic as the primary offensive threat. Jokic's involvement tends to elongate offensive possessions for Denver, ranking them 29th in the league. Additionally, the Warriors, no longer playing at their previous fast pace, are positioned at 14th in the average length of offensive possessions. Therefore, under the projected total is our full game total pick. San Antonio Spurs vs. Utah Jazz. This Sunday brings an exciting clash between 2 Western Conference teams striving to improve their standing. The San Antonio Spurs embark on another road trip, facing the Utah Jazz at Salt Lake City's Delta Center. The teams have crossed paths only once this season, with Utah securing a 12-point victory in San Antonio on December 26th. The venue now shifts to Utah, adding an extra layer of anticipation to this encounter. San Antonio Spurs find themselves in a challenging stretch, having lost 10 of their last 11 games. Their recent defeat against the Lakers, with a final score of 123-118, marked their third consecutive loss. Despite the setback, Victor Wembanyama showcased an outstanding performance, contributing 27 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists, 5 steals, and 5 blocks. Malaki Branham and Jeremy Sochan also made significant contributions off the bench. The team struggled with a 43% shooting accuracy and a 1-5 of 3-8 performance from the three-point line. Despite a late-scoring flurry, the Spurs faced an uphill battle, trailing by as many as 18 points in the fourth quarter. On the other side, the Utah Jazz are grappling with their own challenges, having lost 8 of their last 10 games. A recent 115-107 loss to the Hornets extended their losing streak to 5 games. Lauri Markkanen led the Jazz with 21 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists, but their team's shooting accuracy of 43%, including a 9 of 39 display from beyond the arc, couldn't secure the win. Despite a strong third-quarter performance, where they scored 38 points to take a 9-point lead, the Jazz faltered in the fourth quarter, allowing the Hornets to stage a comeback. Both teams have key players missing, with Marcus Morris SR absent for the Spurs and Otto Porter Jr. sidelined for the Jazz. This marks the second meeting between the teams this season, with one more scheduled before the regular season concludes. In their previous encounter in December, the Jazz emerged victorious with a 130-118 score as -3 favorites on the road. Despite losing the turnover and rebound battles, Utah's strategic play and inside presence proved effective. As the Spurs face the Jazz again, the odds are stacked against them. Utah's formidable defense, particularly at the rim, poses a challenge for San Antonio's struggling offense. Additionally, Utah's prowess in offensive rebounding may exploit the Spurs' weaknesses in defensive rebounding. With Utah holding a 3-1 against the spread advantage in their last 4 meetings and a strong 18-10 against the spread record at home this season, per team rankings.com, the Jazz are in a favorable position to break free from their recent struggles. So the Utah Jazz to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Considering the prior meeting's high-scoring affair, where both teams combined for 248 points, expectations are set for another offensive showdown. The Spurs, ranked 4th in pace by dunksandthrees.com, and the Jazz, ranked 8th, promise an up-tempo contest. Despite both teams being among the bottom 6 in defensive rankings, they favor an offensive style that allows the opposition to run freely. In their recent games, both teams have consistently scored above 118 points, showcasing their offensive prowess. The last 2 meetings between these teams resulted in the overhitting, and with 3 out of the last 5 meetings following suit, the trend suggests another high-scoring affair. Neither team boasts a stellar defensive record, and both rank among the top 10 fastest teams this season, as per NBA.com. The previous matchup's 248 total points, with the Jazz contributing 130, indicate a propensity for high-scoring encounters, with Utah's offensive efficiency and the Spurs capitalizing on a defense that allowed 115-plus points in 6 straight games. A total exceeding 245 points is a reasonable expectation for Sunday night. Therefore, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed, subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.